And we are going to start with a prayer. Tammy, are you praying?
Yes, I am.
Okay, wonderful. So Tamisha is here to open us with a prayer. And Tamisha is in our spiritual counseling certification program. She's in our Masterful Living program. She's in leadership here at the Power of Love Ministry. We love and adore her. And I'm excited for you to start us off with a prayer.
All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. So good to be here. Let's just place our hand on our heart and ground our feet if we can. And just take this deep breath of gratitude. We are so grateful and thankful to be here. We're so grateful and thankful for this technology where we come together and partner up with our higher Holy Spirit self. We are grateful and thankful for this service, for this healing that we are about to experience. We open our hearts and we accept and allow the healing to happen. We are grateful and thankful for Jennifer's meditation. We know that it is healing. We are grateful and thankful for kironJ, wonderful healing message that would allow us to join minds with the mind of spirit. And we are grateful and thankful for Sarah's music today. So we relax in spirit today, knowing that the healing is happening now and it's already happened. We remember that we are healed, whole, and complete. We remember to trust that all is well. And so right here, right now, we declare that we are one and that we are the mind of God and that we are seen with the vision of God. And so we relax and we allow the healing to happen. We know this is a healing place. We know that we are led by love and that we are the love. And so we let go of the attachments of the past and the future, and we stay right here, right now, partnered up with the mind of God. We share the benefit of this healing with all of our brothers and sisters, knowing that we are one. And we let the healing happen. We let it be, and so it is. Amen, amen, amen. Amen.
There we go. Couldn't find my button there for a second. Yeah, thank you. That was beautiful, refreshing. Thank you, Tammy. Ah, there's Sarah. Yay. Thanks for joining us again, Sarah. So, Sarah is our musical inspiration today. She's a singer, songwriter, and a clinical social worker. Born and raised in Fresno, California, she's been singing since elementary school and when she first sang in the school choir. As she grew older, her love for music grew stronger and she gained more confidence in her own unique voice. She currently sings with the Agape International Choir based in Los Angeles and has performed alongside many different artists. Sarah is also passionate about human rights and uplifting the human spirit. Currently, she works as a clinical therapist and a group facilitator for survivors of sexual assault with Safe Bay, an organization dedicated to empowering youth and standing up against sexual assault. Her ultimate mission is to embody being a beneficial presence on the planet, and she says her voice is her superpower. And we are grateful that Sarah, that you are sharing your superpower with us today as it goes out here all around the world, nourishing us and lifting us high. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Okay, so this first song I actually wrote just kind of a mantra to embody letting go, shedding off old skin, shedding off the things that giving us ourselves permission to just let go of what no longer serves us. So hope you enjoy it. release all things that no longer work for me. I release all things that no longer work for me. I release all things that no longer serve me. I release all things that no longer serve me. I release it all. I release it all. I release it all. I release it all. I release all things that no longer care for me. I release all things that no longer care for me. I release all things that no longer support me. I release all things that no longer love me. I release it all. I release it all. I release it all. I release it all. I release all things that no longer work for me. I release all things that no longer work for me. I release it all. I release it all. I release it all. I release it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Yes, we release it all. Anything that could stand in the way of our fully loving ourselves and everyone else. So grateful, so grateful. Thank you for lifting us high. It is my joy to introduce kironJ. kironJ Gardner is a friend of mine. We have become friends in the last few years, for which I'm very grateful. kironJ is a Course in Miracles teacher. She's based in the UK, as probably all of you know. She's got a passion for an experiential approach to studying the Course, and she loves to help others find their own relationship with the love that flows through this profound spiritual teaching. And she is someone who offers workshops and classes as well as one-to-one support. And she has worked with many other Course in Miracles teachers, including our friends Nook Sanchez and Corinne Zupko. She deeply appreciates the gifts of collaboration and finds enjoyment and healing as Spirit works through these combinations one of the reasons why we like to join together. We're joiners. she she and I met at the UK Course in Miracles conference in 2019, and she has been offering classes for the last couple of years in the Power of Love ministry, and she has a new class that's coming up, Living with Holy Purpose, which begins on July 9th, and I know she'll tell us about that. And we are grateful and grateful and grateful to have her here today. She's also been a frequent guest on my podcast, so I encourage you to go and listen to those episodes as well. Thanks for being here, kironJ. I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's see what's happening there.
Yes, sorry, just unmuting myself. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, everybody. My internet connection is unstable, on and off, so I really hope that the connection is good enough for this 25 minutes. Yes, I am leading a 2-class series coming up on living with holy purpose. And this is the beginning today, and I trust it blesses us all. Going to set living with holy purpose in the context because for us, that bang in the middle of midsummer. And with that comes images of sunshine, outdoor activities, walking in nature, picnics, swimming. Now, just why do we do these things? This is the inquiry today. Maybe looking more deeply at why we do these normal, everyday things. So let's begin the inquiry, inviting you to close your eyes. Bring to mind a summer scene. If you're not in the Western Hemisphere, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it'll be a winter theme for you. But the thing is sunshine. Doing something out in the sun. Go into the feeling of it. And ask yourself, what was the purpose of doing what I was doing? Open your mind. What was the purpose? And how do you benefit or hope to benefit from this purpose? And how well did this purpose actually serve you? Okay. So,
kironJ, I'm going to interrupt you.
closed your eyes. You might like to open them again now.
It's a little too hard to hear you, so I'm just going to suggest you take your camera off for a little while.
Okay.
Then we'll hear you, but we won't see you. So,
Okay. I'm sorry for the difficulty.
it's life. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we are looking at some examples of summer experiences. I'm going to look at three examples. They're not personal to me, but I'm going to talk in the first person to bring them to life. First example. I've been working quite hard, so an afternoon walk in the sunshine, no pressures, will be so relaxing. And then I'll feel ready for work again next week. What do you think? Was that ego or holy purpose? Not defining these terms at the moment, just have a feel into it. Ego or holy purpose? Second example. I haven't seen this friend for a while, so it will be lovely to spend the day at the beach with her, chatting about life, lying in the sun, maybe a glass of wine. What do you think? Ego or holy purpose? Third example. It will be just great to go camping with the family this weekend and have some quality time together. No distractions. What do you think? Ego or holy purpose? All three examples, as I've given them, are actually about ego purpose. So now I'll say more about ego and holy purpose. Ego purpose, worldly purpose, personal purpose, they all take us straight into more experiences of separation. Ego purpose is being guided by the ego, inner teacher, and being motivated by some perceived benefit for the separate self. Ego purpose is about strengthening the identification with the body and the personality. And A Course in Miracles teaches this can only bring pain. Whereas holy purpose is about the healing of our mind. It's about mind identification. Choosing the Holy Spirit as our inner guide and being motivated to heal our sense of separation. This can only bring peace and the end of pain. It is completely fundamental to our experience to realize which purpose we are choosing. So let's go through the three examples again, saying why they are about ego purpose, and then again, saying how each situation could be used for holy purpose. And I hope this is a really helpful way of illustrating the difference. We can't choose holy purpose unless we realize what ego purpose is and what holy purpose is. The first example, the worker. The identification here is of being a worker whose purpose is to take a rest from work so they are ready for more work. This is the separate self wanting to function well as a separate self, trying to cope with work pressure, not realizing, not wanting to realize that the pressure is the pressure that all separate selves feel because they've decided to reject their source, to reject God. So this worker wants to alleviate the pressure, but without giving up the choice for separation. And this is ego purpose. Second example, the friends lying on the beach. The identification here is of being a friend whose purpose is to reconnect with one of their friends. Sounds really good, doesn't it? But the friends in this example will be chatting about their personal lives, their personal opinions. That is ego purpose. Lying in the sun to rest the body, that's ego purpose. That's not about the healing of the mind. That's about having a more comfortable body. And this looking to share, looking to join with another person, a separate self, trying to make joining possible in the realm of separation, is all ego. It's trying to lessen the pain of isolation that all separate selves experience without giving up the choice for separation. I'm me, you're you, we're different. We're people in a physical world. Let's get together and enjoy ourselves. This is ego purpose. Third example, the camping trip. The identification here is of being a family member whose purpose is to strengthen family bonds, perhaps having the space to address family conflicts, or lessen the guilt about not feeling a good parent or a good partner. Also sounds good, doesn't it? But it's a separate self looking to have loving relationships with other separate selves. And this will all be about trying to lessen the trauma of having rejected God's love, but without giving up the choice for separation, for identifying as a person. This is ego purpose. So, how could these three summer scenarios be dedicated to holy purpose? What's the alternative here? How does holy purpose work here? So I'm going to go back and speak in the first person, going through these three situations again. First one, as a worker. I've been really caught in ego recently. I'm I've been identifying so strongly as a worker under work pressure. But I can see now that the stress and strain is actually about trying to be this person, this worker, a separate self. Of course, I'm going to feel stress and strain if I try and break off connection with spirit. But it's so tempting because I get a lot of praise from my boss for my hard work. And this makes me feel special, valued, and it seems to take away my huge fear of being a failure. But this is ridiculous. I can't fail. I'm a child of God. So I'm going to take this opportunity for an afternoon walking in the sunshine. Seemingly, in the dream, I'm going to walk in the sunshine and open my mind to the Holy Spirit and have peace of mind as my goal. Only this will bring me true rest and relaxation. And then I'll be ready for whatever I'm guided to do. And if the boss doesn't like how I am, well, I will deal with that when I get to it. Because I will be with spirit and I'll know what to say, what to do. This is holy purpose. Second example, friends lying on the beach. Oh, it was difficult when I saw this friend last time. We got into a bit of an argument about politics. I'd loved the opportunity to be with her and remember that we're the same, even if we have different political views. More than that, we're brothers in Christ, dreaming that we're two friends who can get into arguments. Before we meet this time, I'm going to sit quietly and join with her mind and choose peace between us. Then, when we meet, I'll keep my mind open to spirit and remember this experience is just a dream. I'll have a really clear intention not to judge anything she says. And if I do, I'll see it as my need for healing. I'm going to intend to be a safe and accepting companion to her for the day. This reflects my choice for peace with her in my mind. And I will not use alcohol to blot out my problems that don't really exist. When I'm lying in the sun, I'll think of resting in God in my mind, resting with the mind of my friend. This is holy purpose. Third example, camping trip. I realized that recently I've been tempted to believe that if I can just get the family to be happy, strongly connected, then I'll be happy. How ridiculous is that? It just isn't how it works. So I'm going to dedicate this camping trip to remembering I belong in God. And only this brings happiness. I'm going to choose a strong connection with spirit and allow that to guide me on this trip. I'll let the family, who after all are only figures in my dream, be as they are and not use them to try and make me, the person, happy. If I feel guilt or doubts or disconnection, I'll see this as caused by a choice to be separate from my brothers and not caused by anything to do with my physical family. So let's come back to your summer scene that you thought of at the beginning of this time together. Would you like to bring it to mind again? You in the sunshine doing something. If there was some ego purpose in there, how could you have dedicated it to holy purpose? What miracles might come if you dedicate a future similar situation to holy purpose, to the healing of your mind. I'm going to close with a quote from the Course, from A Course in Miracles, that gives so much encouragement to live with holy purpose. From his purpose comes the means for effortless accomplishment and rest. Wow, does that sound good or does that sound good? Effortless accomplishment. True accomplishment, of course, is allowing the healing of our mind. That's the only thing there is to be accomplished. And the miraculous part of this is that as we open our minds, open our lives, open our hearts to holy purpose, that effortless accomplishment is reflected in the physical doings. The physical day-to-day life can be lived effortlessly with a mind resting in spirit. So this time together is about, or has been about, we're almost at the end now, distinguishing ego purpose and holy purpose, and saying just a little about the benefits of holy purpose. In this 2-class series that's coming up, 9th and 16th of July, we're going to go into more detail about how to live with holy purpose and just what are the beautiful, limitless benefits of doing this and becoming more aware of the pain that comes when we live with ego purpose. So we can become much clearer about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and realize and be motivated and have the desire to do all with spirit, living with holy purpose. And there's also a podcast coming up, I'll mention this now, before the True Class series begins, and I'll be talking about some of my own experiences of living with holy purpose. So I hope this little package, the sharing today, the 2 class series and the podcast might bring a really clear focus on how we're living and how we can make a true choice for peace. Okay, Jennifer, I hope most of that was heard, and I hand back to you.
It was perfect. We heard every word. And I think you can turn your camera back on. That was so beautiful, so clear and inspiring, kironJ. Yeah, so let's just take this into our own heart and life here, into our own experience a little more deeply. kironJ has given us such clear insight and helpfulness. As you were coming to a close there, kironJ, I heard a song that I used to sing all the time as a participant at Agape, a member of the choir, a practitioner there. And the song is entitled, I Release and I Let Go. And the lyric is, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. And so often when we have the thought of putting God in charge of our life and using that affirmation, thy will, not mine, there's a tendency to shrink back. I don't trust God to run my life. I need to be in charge of my life. I need to decide, because if God is in charge of my life, I think I'll just be sitting in a room with a bed and a hardwood chair, and I'll be shivering and cold with no good snacks and no music, and it'll be this life of deprivation. And I'd like a life of comforts and fun and medication, self-medication and distractions and all these things that give me cushioning. And what I absolutely know for a fact is that putting Spirit in charge of my life is ever more enjoyable. It's sweeter, it's softer, it's brighter and more beautiful, more colorful, more exciting, more interesting, more dynamic. It's more good in every single way, including the sensual pleasures of life. I kid you not. I never saw that coming, but it is the truth of it in my experience. I am grateful to be able to say, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. I'm only here for God. I'm only here for God means I'm only here to live my loving heart, to extend it, to share it, to hold this close, loving Christ space with my brothers and sisters, with all beings. That's what it means to say, I'm only here for God. I'm only here for good. I'm only here for energizing that which is real, that which is power filled, powerful, which is love. So grateful to let the pain and the suffering go, the fretting, the worrying, the trying and failing. We can let all of that go when we put Spirit in charge of our life. We just have to remember one thing in order to be able to do this, and that is that we are Spirit. There is no separation. God is not outside of us. God is not an old judgmental man who doesn't really like us. That is not what we mean when we say, I let Spirit run my life. It's letting my holiness run my life, my highest and best instincts and my most gorgeous intuition and inspiration, putting the very highest and best of me in charge so that I can enjoy life to the fullest, instead of just getting a little bit, instead of just settling for the creature comfort of a warm fire on a cold day, or air conditioning on a hot day, or some little thing, some favorite TV show, or some favorite food, or something like that. No, we can have this great sense of being loved, and even more fulfilling, loving fully. All of that is ours when we put the Spirit in charge of our life. The pain, the suffering subside, and only peace remains, peace prevails in our mind and then in our life. So what do we think we could possibly hold on to that would be worth sacrificing all the good in life? Oh my goodness. What could we want to hold on to in exchange for heaven every day? Ricky Byers, who wrote that song, I Release and I Let Go, she also wrote a chant, I'm choosing heaven today. And that is a favorite affirmation of mine. I have a choice. I'm choosing heaven today. Why would I choose anything else? I'm not interested in punishing myself anymore. There's no purpose to it. There's no purpose to the punishment. When we feel unworthy, we believe there's a purpose to the punishment, even if we don't consciously recognize it. But there is no purpose. If it's not a holy purpose, it's not a true purpose. Just a distraction from what's real. So in this moment, can we accept the fullness of heaven? Can we allow ourselves to fully experience it? To know that everything works together for our good. And to let this be the very moment and the very day that we will always remember that we finally said, I'm going to stop making exceptions. Everything works together for my good, and there are no exceptions accepting the opinion of the ego, and that is not what I'm interested in anymore. So let's rest in this, release and let go, put the spirit in charge of our life. No more exceptions. So grateful for this message from kironJ and to be able to relax into another wave of upliftment from Sarah. If you're ready, Sarah, we are ready.
Beautiful. Yes. I believe in miracles, 'cause it's a miracle I'm here. Guess you could call me spiritual, 'cause physical is fear. And it's safe to say the storm's gone away, and I'm dancing on the morning after. And I'd love to say that my home's the other way, and I miss the love and laughter. Something like flying, hard to describe. My God, I'm breathing up the water. Something like freedom, freedom. My God, I'm breathing up the water. Every moon and every star knows who you are. You know. So ever if it gets too dark, you never are alone. And it's safe to say we surrendered our day. Pay back all the love we borrowed, and hope that I had survived yesterday. And today is just of tomorrow. Something like praying, hard to describe it. My God, I'm breathing up the water. Something like freedom, freedom. My God, I'm breathing up the water. Something like flying, hard to describe it. My God, I'm breathing up the water. Something like freedom, ooh, freedom. My God, I'm breathing up the water. Yeah. Ooh, hey. Something like flying, hard to describe it. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like freedom, freedom. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Thank you.
Ah, what a perfect song to offer up after kironJ's talk. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Something like freedom is happening here today. All right, we are going to do that thing we do here. We love to do our small group breakouts. They're not very long. So, but they're an opportunity for each one to share what they're taking from this time today and to share your inspiration, to share your breakthrough, your breakdown, what's going on with you. We love to have that opportunity to join together in community and connect. So Lana's our pilot. She's set up the breakout rooms. I just ask, since the breakouts aren't very long, if you just make sure everyone in your breakout gets a chance to share if they'd like to. But you don't have to. You can just listen and extend love in the silence. It's all good. And we're going to open the rooms now. And here we go. All right. So, all right. So, glad you're here, Rosalind. I'm going to ask you first, as I usually do. For those who don't know, Rosalind is one of the teachers at the Power of Love Ministry, a very valued member of this community. Rosalind, would you like to share?
Yes, I would just love to. What a wonderful combination of speakers we have today, including our singer and our prayer person, starting with here and now and bringing us into present time. And then Sarah urging us to let go what doesn't serve. And then I turn that around to let go what is serving the ego. What is keeping me comfortable as a separate person. So I really valued that moment of realization of just, wow, that's what my focus needs to be on. And then kironJ, you know, I can't even tell you how much my heart sings when I hear you speak of A Course in Miracles, because the Course has become almost famous for being a progressive path. You can start in with your ego and learn about how your thinking is stinking. Then you can choose love and choose again and learn all these new words, spend years learning the language, what it really means. And maybe you can get a healthier ego, and maybe you can feel a little bit better in the world or have some more tools. But within the Course is the direct path. Within the Course is the incontrefutable, the non-dual, the oneness. And when you speak, you find it. And you're willing to be radical enough to have the whole room go, what? I don't like this. This isn't comfortable. And whatever, leave with confusion. And all. You don't pander to that. You just don't. And that inspires me, that gladdens my heart when I think we all feel when we're in the presence of truth, that something else happens biochemically, you know, our chemistry changes. Even if we don't like it, something is happening. And that's what we want. That is what we want, because same old is misery. If we're telling the truth, yeah, maybe we're having a good day today or yesterday, but the day before and then one to come is going to be suffering. It's either better than or worse than, you know, misery or happiness, all dependent on a very temporal world. And so you bring us to truth. And when Jennifer comes on with you, you know, she is always the light. But when she speaks with you, you can feel her inspiration going right with you to truth, speaking with a full heart, which she always does, but there's something about the combination of the two of you that is dynamite, and brings us to freedom, our second song. That is what freedom is. I would like to say just one more thing about mind. I've been a Course in Miracles student since the 80s, and I don't think I can count how many years, maybe 20, maybe 30, I don't know, that I used the wrong definition of mind. I heard it say mind meaning small mind and mind meaning the mind of God, but it's not this thing that the separate self uses. And I think there's a little hypnosis that happens. I certainly wasn't too stupid to understand it. It's that I was drawn back into believing in this thing that I was worshiping, which was the mind. I would know the definition in those 30 years. I could tell you, but what did I use in my everyday life was murky. Which mind was it, and was I looking at my thoughts, which were more loving? I was still in my separate self. I was still in the ego. I had not at that moment joined God, which is a very different physical experience. You don't have your preferences, you don't have your beliefs, you don't have all the things you are holding on to, but you have all those things that Jennifer spoke of: the joy, the freedom, the loving heart, the lack of conflict, the lusciousness. You still get to eat, you still get to play, you still get to love, but it's without all that conflict from separation. So I urge you, if at all like I was, to just check yourself on which mind are you talking about. And when kironJ speaks of the mind of God, she's not speaking of your small mind. So that's my, if you go on and lucky enough or wise enough to choose her classes next, keep that in mind, because you'll get the message really clear.
Beautiful. Well said. Thank you, Rosalind. Faith, would you like to share?
Oh, just so filled today. Thank you. kironJ, so lovely to see you again. It's been a few weeks or a while since I've seen you, a little bit of time, and such a direct and healing message today. And shaking it up a little bit, because everybody goes, well, I like to lie on the beach. What's so wrong with that? I mean, that's kind of nice, right? But Rosalind said something just now that really brought it full circle for me. And she said, it's comfortable in our separation. And I think that is such a key idea, that our comfortability is when we're serving the small mind, and our comfortability, it is through it's when we're separate, when we're looking at life in separation. But when there's unity in it, then all things become joyful. And there's this is a continued conversation, Jennifer, from Masterful Living, isn't it, this week, that we had such a wonderful conversation about giving it up to spirit. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life. And this beautiful thing that every day asking, what am I to do next, right? Each decision I make, spirit, lead me. Whatever it is, and knowing that our intention, as kironJ was talking about, our intention is to serve the spirit, to serve the union, to serve the love, to serve unity, to serve, and that doesn't mean I'm not going to make some mistakes and some choices and things like that, but there are no mistakes in God. Another beautiful song, there are no mistakes in God. It is all learning. And I'm just so thrilled to be here today. And thank you, Sarah, for both songs. They're just great. I can't wait to hear your third one. And Jennifer, wow, everything that you say just rocks my world. So thank you all.
Thank you, Faith. And I'm looking forward to when you speak.
It's coming up. I'm going to go in our gonna schedule that.
Good, 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 good.
Thank you.
Yes. Sarah, would you like to share something from your inspiration or anything you took from kironJ's talk?
Um, it's really interesting during the examples of deciphering between like ego and spirit, because and being like, oh, that's not, oh, and so just kind of opening my mind to expanding my awareness of that and what it means, and then it also inspired me and reminded me to do the things that enliven my spirit and uplift my spirit, and work and be a kind of like a channel or of a channel, I'm working with the spirit and God. So that's what I took from it. Thank you so much for your talk.
Beautiful. And Tamisha, what about you?
Well, I was kind of cluckering at at kironJ exercise because it was right there in front of me. I had this experience this morning, and what I can say is thank God I don't have to punish myself for being accountable, for taking accountability and taking responsibility for my misstep, and just having the direction now that I can correct it. Wise and I was outside today. We spent the whole morning outside. Sarah, you don't know, my Wise is my 2-year-old baby. And we went to the playground, we went to the sprinklers. And even though I had a really good time, I know what the intention was. It was not the holy intention. The intention was that he would be asleep when I'm here right now. Right. But even though I had such joy with him, I just can't imagine the more joy I can experience with him when the intention is truly from a holy place. And so I am willing to take responsibility for that and to practice really spending holy time with my children. And so thank you for that, kironJ.
Yes, and trusting that everything will line up because you are moving from that space. That's the thing. We practice it and we learn it until we get it into our very until we are returned to the natural grooves in our heart and in our mind, and we eliminate the doubt, the worry, the fear, the thought that we have to manipulate the universe to line up with what we think it should be. And we can relax into whatever unfolds is what is for our highest and best. But at the same time, intending, we're intending that it's going to go well, that it's going to be delightful. We're looking forward to it in anticipation of more and more good unfolding. It's just a practice. It's a practice. It's a practice. It's a practice. Yeah. Yeah. And every day gives us more opportunity to practice. And I think that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. There's never, if you're just practicing, is there ever failure? Like if someone's like Faith and Sarah are accomplished musicians here. When you're practicing, right? Because you both play the keyboards, right? So and I know Faith plays the guitar too. You're practicing, or even singing, you're practicing. And you hit a wrong note, or it's a little off or something. Do you feel like that's a failure, or are you just practicing?
It is just practice, and I teach singing, and I work with people, and one of the things I always am encouraging and having my students embrace is that if you hit a wrong note, it's just practice. So many of them want to take that as some kind of failure, or that they're never going to be able to, that they can't sing, and it's just not true. It's not true at all. Yeah,
Just
it's
practice.
practice. And when we adopt that attitude of it's just that I am practicing, that it becomes fun to
Yeah.
practice.
Yes. Yes, that's it. Yes. Without that sense of discovery, then it's not fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. kironJ, would you like to say something more?
Thank you, Jennifer. Please stop me if I'm not able to be heard and be seen at the same time.
You're good.
Thank you, everybody. It's very beautiful to be here. Yes, Faith, it is quite some time since we've been in this situation. It's really lovely to see you, and Rosalind as well. Yeah, thank you so much for your comments. And very much heartened, because I do feel it's Spirit's way through kironJ to be quite in alignment with the radical nature of the Course. And it makes my heart sing. It makes my heart sing in a way that nothing else does. So I know it's what's given to do. And it can shake us up, because the ego is brilliant at making images that we call our life look good. To say, yep, separation's good. Separation can work. It can be lovely. Look, the sun's shining. Look, there's the family, whatever it is. If we want the real freedom, the real peace, we have to have a good look at what's really going on. Because it is only holy purpose, it's only Spirit that will bring us the peace and the freedom and the love that we really, really desire. So that's so much in my heart to get on board with the Course, with what the Course is trying to help us see, how we're hurting ourselves and how to stop hurting ourselves. And so that's my passion too. So very beautiful to be here, enjoying the singing, enjoying the prayer, and absolutely I agree with Rosalind that it felt really inspired, your sharing, Jennifer, your meditation. Really, really beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You know, you're talking about singing, and what again I heard music, and Sarah, you may know this song from the choir. Ricky wrote a song 14 years ago or something, "Sing Through My Heart," and Miriam would sing the lead on it, and Ricky gave the choir these. I don't even know what the musical terms are, but we're singing different parts and all together, and it becomes a sound bath of, it's like a, I don't even know how to describe it. And I've also experienced those moments or the waves of the sound energy with Sonatum Cower. I did like a sacred singing week-long camp with her a few years ago, singing these ancient sacred songs in the Gurumukhi language. Same thing, these singing in these groups where we've all learned these parts and we're singing together in these sacred devotional songs. It's so deeply healing and nourishing. You ride these waves of the energy, and it's ecstatic. It's ecstatic to be in these musical experiences, singing these sacred songs. And what I'm reminded of is we're talking together, as we're connecting and coming together, joining together, as A Course in Miracles would say, is there's that heart opening that does feel ecstatic. To me, I experience it as a true ecstasy. And it's not an ecstasy where I'm delirious and I don't know who I am or where I am, like I'm on opium or something. It's a delirium where I'm so present to heaven is now, and it's always available now. And all that's required is for us to not wish to see separation, to not wish to experience separation. There is no separation, but if we wish to separate, we will experience the pain of separation. And we find ways, as spiritual students, we find ways to join together, to remember the unity and to experience it. And truly, just releasing any judgment is the fast path to getting there. So. All right, we're back from the breakout. How was your breakout? Was it, yeah? I'm so interested to know what.
Really good.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I'm interested to know if you put something in the chat, your breakthroughs, your insights, your inspiration, then we can all share it. I mean that sincerely. I love to hear what you've come to, what you've realized. It inspires me and lifts me. So I ask you to share that. Take a moment, just write a sentence or something in the chat that we can all partake of. And thank you, Lynn, for leading that. And all right, so we're going to make some announcements, and then we're going to have another song from Sarah. And we are then going to have another prayer from Tamisha, and we'll go on our way into the rest of our day. So, let's see, at the Power of Love Ministry, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you for joining us here, Sundays with Spirit. We started this a couple of years ago. I'm glad we've kept it going. It's a wonderful way for us to rise higher and join together. And your donations are what make it possible for us to offer this as a free offering. So thank you so much for making your contributions and donations. If you would like to make a donation and you don't know, we'll put the links in the chat, but you can go to jenniferhadley.com or livingacourseofmiracles.com and you can donate there. You can also sign up for the inspirational text messages and make a one-time or a recurring donation. So your recurring donations help us budget and plan. So thank you for that. And then if you do it with the text messages, you also get those inspiring text messages every day. Another announcement, and I'm going to pass the mic to kironJ. kironJ has a class coming up, and we're excited for that. kironJ, you want to tell us about that and anything else you have going on?
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, well, I'm very happy to be leading another. This is the third offering for the ministry this year. And there are 2 more to go. So after Living with Holy Purpose. So I'm very, very happy with this connection and feeling part of this community. It's beautiful. So this one is a 2-class series on the 9th and 16th of July. It's Saturdays, 10 till 12 Eastern time. So hopefully good timing for all you folks in the US. And still good for, I can see somebody from Europe here that I know very well. Good timing as well for Europeans. And I love this idea of the format and how it came, that we're going to be looking at living with holy purpose. Just what does it mean? How do we do it? Always highly experiential, my work. So there'll be exercises and there'll be sharing and allowing a deep process, hopefully, to happen in the first class, and then go away and practice this week. So in between the classes will be beautiful invitation and encouragement. Put it into practice. Have a go. And exactly, if you're practicing, you don't get it wrong. If you're in a classroom to learn, you're learning. And that's brilliant. Whatever you learn is brilliant. And then we'll come back in class 2 and have a look, without judgment, with gentleness. How did it go? What was going on? So that we can all learn from each other. And hopefully at the end of the 2 classes, feel in a better position and supported and motivated even more to live with holy purpose. Just mentioning the other 2 events through the ministry this year are 2 day workshops. One is Anger, Peace and Miracles that I led 2 years ago through the ministry, and I've done it many times on my program, and people find it very, very helpful. That's the 24th of September. And then there's one about how to be truly loving, putting a bit of a spotlight on codependency and linking that with course teaching. And that's the 5th of November. So those are coming. And my program, if you want to know about the events that I'm leading, try my website, kironJ.com. It's all there. I lead one-to-one sessions. Very, very happy, beautiful work to work one-to-one. So please contact me if that calls to you. And more silent joining sessions. I also offer one-to-one silent joining sessions. So happy to send you the information about that. Yeah, thank you, Jennifer, for the time.
Thank you. Thank you for the inspiration. Okay, so, and Sarah, do you have any announcements before you give us your song?
I just put in, if you guys are on Instagram at all, I have a page just dedicated to just fun songs and singing and whatnot. So if you'd love to hear me sing, I put my Instagram handle in the, or Instagram name in the chat box. It's like Liz_Beth official. And that's really all I have right now. Other than that, sometimes you can catch me at Agape singing. So that's it.
All right. Well, thank you, Sarah. And thank you for bringing the musical inspiration today. So glad we still have one more song from you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me again. It's always a joy. So this song is usually unknown by a lot of people, but it's beautiful, short, simple message that I would love to extend out to all of you, and I hope you receive it. So, okay. This is a song for every girl who's ever been through something she thought she couldn't make it through. I sing these words because I was that girl too, wanting something more than this, but where can I turn to? Now we're moving from the darkness into the light. This is the defining moment of our lives. 'Cause you're beautiful like a flower, more valuable than a diamond. You are powerful like a fire. You will heal the world with your mind, and there is nothing in the world that you cannot do. When you believe in you, who are beautiful, yeah, you, who are brilliant, yeah, you, who are powerful, yeah, you, who are resilient, yeah, you. The song is for you, who are brilliant, yeah, you. The song is for you. You are resilient. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for your inspiration, for your beauty. Shines forth from your heart through your voice. Lifts us. We're grateful. Tamisha.
All right. Sarah, I just want to say I love that song, and I know the work that you do, and I will be singing that song to you as well. So let's just place our hands on our hearts. I feel so blessed today. So grateful and thankful to partner up with our higher Holy Spirit self. So grateful and thankful to be here with my like-minded brothers and sisters, with hearts that are open, minds that are joined, and receiving the healing that we got today from this powerful, powerful message from kironJ, Jennifer, and Sarah. We're so grateful and thankful that we can go through this day effortlessly, go through this week effortlessly, and we can just live our holy purpose. And we can be loving, and we can carry this healing that we receive today with all of our families, everyone that we encounter in our workplace, in our home, in our schools. We're taking that healing with us. We're taking that love with us, knowing that we are it already. We know that the service was blessed, is blessed. We know that we are all blessed, and we are all the full expression of God. And so we just take a deep breath and relax into the love of God, knowing that we are safe. And so we let it be. We share all of our healing with each other and with our brothers and sisters. We hold nothing back. We let it be, and so it is. Amen, amen, amen. Amen. So grateful.
So grateful. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you for your magnificence. And Lana Cagle, thank you for being our pilot today. Thank you for being an anchor in this community, for shining your light, your beauty, your magnificence. I so appreciate you being here. GJ, thank you for being here, working on a Sunday. And thank you, kironJ. Thank you, everyone. Sarah, thank you. Mwah. Love you.